What up, Amani Channel. This is Video Fearless Live in the Video Confidence Accelerator Group. Good evening, y'all. Good morning, whenever you're watching this. If you're watching this live, say hey. If you're watching this on the replay, say replay. So I've been trying to do this consistently, like for the past several weeks. So hopefully we'll get some folks tuning in. If not, it's all good. Just say what's up on the replay. Tonight, I'm going to be talking all about editing. So this is going to be like an editing 101 class, editing 100 class probably. It's going to be really basic. But it's going to be really valuable for you too. So I'm actually going to show you a basic edit using open source, actually free software. So if you're ready, let's get into the presentation and then we'll get into it. All right, there we go. All right, so this is editing 101, and by the way, I cannot see your comments because I'm in full screen on the slides. So you can put comments in there. I'll see them on the back end. This won't be really super long. But we're going to be showing some basic editing concepts. So this is what you're going to learn. Some basic editing concepts. I'll go over software, and then I'll teach you some basic edits using ShotCut. You can find it at shotcut.org. Like I said, it's open source. It's free editing software. It's pretty powerful, though. It has a lot of features, and it is bing for a PC and Mac. So that's awesome, right? It doesn't matter what platform you're on. They have a version for you. I'm on a Mac, and I've been using it. All right, so why would you edit? So there's basically 3 reasons why you want to edit your video. The first reason is because you want to polish your video. You just want to clean it up. Maybe you want to brand it a little bit more. The second reason is to eliminate mistakes or fix sound bites. So this happens in news as well as poly documentaries, but I've used different techniques to clean up the sound. Maybe you say or you just misspeak and you want to make it one cohesive thought. So that's another good reason to edit your video. And then if you want to create like little stories, so like mini documentaries or like more film style, it really depends upon your creative vision, but you can also edit to create stories. And that's like an edited kind of compressed time kind of story where you go out there, you show beginning, middle, end, you show some different sequences of action, you make some sound in there, you make a nice little package, maybe some graphics, whatever you want to do. All right, so those are the 3 reasons why I say you edit. I didn't say why not to edit, and like if you're going on Facebook Live, you don't need to edit. If you just want to record a down and dirty video where you don't mind that you might walk in a frame, or you don't mind the viewer seeing you hit stop or hit record and then get in a frame, it's all good. All right, so sometimes like a lot of us haven't been editing in this group, and that's perfectly fine if you don't want to edit. It's a-okay. All right, so let's go over the software now that is available to you. So if you're on a Mac like I am, you can of course use iMovie. iMovie is a free editing program. It's really basic, but it's pretty robust as well. Similar to ShotCut. The commands are a little bit different, but it's also very the same. What you're going to learn as you sort of dig into the different edit programs is that editing is basically the same. Regardless of what software you're using, a lot of the basic commands and the basic things you can do are really the same. It's just the amount of features, the amount of tracks, the transitions that are available in the program to you. So the next one on the list for Mac is Final Cut Pro 10, which is I'd say it's a prosumer editing program. A lot of people call it iMovie Pro. Final Cut Pro is definitely used by professionals, but since Final Cut went from Final Cut Pro 7 to 10, I don't know, they skipped a couple versions in there. Some of the professionals have really been moving to the next option. That's Adobe Premiere. And Premiere is Creative Cloud Premiere CC. I use Premiere 6 at home, but I use CC at work. And I will say that I've been using Premiere since like CS2 or 3. And the basic program has not changed a whole lot. The features have, of course. The video formats are now a lot bigger than they used to be. Like, when I first started using it, there was no 4K. There wasn't really no HD when I first started. So of course, the modern versions of the software can handle that, but really the editing process is pretty much the same. Then if you're on a PC, now PCs used to come with this program called Windows Movie Maker, and I don't even know if they still come with that free program or not. But Pinnacle is another basic option that's really good. My brother started out on Pinnacle. Sony Vegas as well, and then Adobe Premiere. And I didn't even throw in a couple of the screen capture softwares. If you're on a Mac, ScreenFlow or Camtasia and that's a great editing software if you want to capture your screen or if you want to edit some basic videos. My brother actually does some really creative stuff using Camtasia. And then if you're on a PC, Camtasia is the equivalent to ScreenFlow. It also allows you to do screen recordings. You can also record videos and edit as well. All right. Once again, the open source version of the software is called ShotCut. That's for PC and Mac. You can go to shotcut.org to find that. And then for a mobile device, if you're on an iPhone, use iMovie, or Clips. And I haven't really dug too much in the Android mobile apps, but I've heard that Filmora is pretty solid. I even saw one of our members create a video in Filmora, and I like what I saw. So those are some options for you. Okay, now what software should you choose? Well, it depends on a few things: your budget, how technical you are, how many features you want in the program. Like if you're just getting started if you're on a Mac, just go with iMovie, get familiar with that. If you're on a PC, you might want to start with Pinnacle or see if there's a free version of the software, or even ShotCut, just so you can learn the basics. And then if it doesn't have the features that you want, you can upgrade to, Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas, and there's actually another Adobe Elements is also a starter Adobe editing software. So if you're really just getting started, go with Adobe Elements even before you get an Adobe Premiere. So got a few more to add to the list, obviously. All right, so now this is really important. So this goes even into the pre-production. So when you're talking about the edit, you're really talking about post-production or the end of the process. But really, you have to start planning your shots in pre-production. That's where you actually figure out how you'll share the video, what you need to create a compelling story. So if you're just doing like a live like this is, then I created the slides obviously, but there's going to be no editing on the back end. Like the editing happens now as I'm playing the slides and talking to them. That's really the editing. But there is no fixing, there is no correction on a live video. So you just have to consider that if you want to create like a mini documentary or a mini like news story. You have to know. You have to have a way to edit and know how you're going to get it edited, or else it's kind of a waste of time if you don't know how it's going to get edited, because it is a skill, and either you're going to need to know how to do it, or somebody who's working with you or a partner needs to know how to do it. And you have to figure out what your budget is too if you're paying them. So that's another whole conversation we're not going to get into right now. But when I say shoot for the edit, that means just don't shoot more video than you have to shoot. Like if you're just doing a talking head video, you don't have to shoot a whole bunch of B-roll. There probably wouldn't be a whole bunch of B-roll to shoot anyways. But if you're shooting more like lines, like you're doing a skit and you need some different angles, you have to know what you're going to shoot. So you shoot for the edit once again. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a comment below. Oh, and please, I guess you can't share this in the group, so I won't say that. All right, so here's some common terms. Okay, you'll hear the word timeline. All right, a timeline in any editing program, that's the edited sequence where the edits actually take place. The playhead is a marker on the timeline, which represents the place and time on your story. And then there's a few actions. So split is an action that separates one raw clip into two clips. You'll hear me saying split or trim. Also, oftentimes trimming is just shortening the beginning or the end of a video clip. Didn't put that in the definitions on the terms there. Okay, endpoint. Endpoint is the edit start point on raw video. So when you're looking at your raw video, if you want to create an edit based upon that, you create an endpoint, and it's an IN point, and it's just where the edit's going to start. And then conversely, where your edit ends is called the out point. That's when you're dealing with the raw video as well. And then media bin. So media bin is where you store all your raw media. All right, so hopefully all that makes sense. Go ahead and leave a question in there if you have any questions. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a basic edit using ShotCut. All right, so hopefully you see my screen now. This is ShotCut and a few things now. This is already imported the video clip here. So this is the video clip that you see here. You're going to see source or project. If you're on project, that's actually going to be the timeline. If you're going to be on source, that's the raw footage. All right, there's nothing really in the timeline, so I don't even know why project is showing there. All right, but probably just because it's up here too, so that's why. All right, but yeah, this is the source clip right here. So this is what's in here now. This is your media bin. It's called a playlist in this program. This is where all your elements are going to be stored. And so, and then this is your viewer or your program window. I don't know. It just depends on how your program titles it. And then you can see a bunch of different functions here. So this is how you save, undo, You can do your audio levels, so you have your audio levels peaking there. Let's see what properties does. Properties give you some options here, I assume, once you have some properties, I guess, in there. Playlist, history, this will tell you all your what your commands that you did. I haven't even tried to keyframe timeline. This is the timeline here. Alright, so this is actually where your edits will take place. Alright, so what we first want to do is let's import some video. So I know we already have the intro here. Alright, that's my intro. I'm going to import my outro though as well. Alright, so let's see here. New outro SFX. I believe this is it. So let's go ahead and just drag this into the playlist there. Then we can play it. Alright, that's the outro. Alright, so let's talk about the elements that are here. So this is the raw video, this is the intro, that's the outro, alright? So these are basically the three elements that we're going to use to build this sequence here, alright? So if we just want to click on this, I believe we can just drag this down. Let me see here. Can we do that? Okay, so I just drug this down into the timeline now. So now there's this intro is right here. Now I'm going to add the meat of the video, which is this right here. Now actually there's a little bit of a blooper involved in this, so let me I'm complaining because I think I was recording a video and I didn't have a microphone on, so let me back up a little bit more. That's almost the beginning. You also use the space bar to play it. Alright, that's the intro. Use the arrows to back up frame by frame. And then we hit I for in. Now you'll notice that this blue should change when I hit the I for in. Alright, so we see that this turned black. There's now a little arrow pointed here, which is where the video will start. So I'm going to cue that up one more time for you. Hit I. Bam. Okay, little marker should move back. Let's go do the out point now. Alright, I'll hit O for out point. And I believe if I hit plus, it should just drop this down. Append. It says append to the current track. Let me try this. Okay. I think the video should be there, and then we can make it smaller or bigger by dragging this. So let me see if don't know what happened to the intro there, but let's see if I can do this now. I really haven't used this program so much, so I'm just kind of learning it as I'm showing you here. Hit Command Z to undo. Amani Channel, you're fearless. Then I'll put the outro at the end. There it is there. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger here. Alright, so now go to the end. Alright, so we pretty much polished up the video, and then the next thing you do is export it. And let me see how you do that really quick here. Export video. I see a few options here. I would just usually use like H.264. high profile or main profile, something like that, one of these presets, and then you would export the file. All right, and it would be wherever you set the export to. All right, and that's how you would edit a video. All right, just a quick little edit for you, down and dirty, and that's how easy it is. All right. So, was that helpful? All right, anybody watching? I see some thumbs up. All right, great, Gary. So I just showed you a simple edit, just how to get started with editing your video. Hopefully this is really helpful. If you have any questions, I know that some of you posed some additional questions. I think Nicole asked about editing programs. I use Adobe Premiere at work, Nicole. Andre asked about keyframes, which I will show you using Adobe Premiere. I'll just make a tutorial for you. And if you guys have any specific questions about editing, just go ahead and ask me. But this is just a basic edit using basic free editing software, ShotCut. You can do a lot of things with ShotCut, though. You can actually do some layers, add B-roll and all sorts of stuff. You can do like add voiceover and all that to this. So cool software. Hopefully this was really helpful. Amani Channel. This is Video Fearless. You know where it is. We build. I'm gonna start saying we build video marketing muscle, right? That would sound a little bit better. I was thinking build video marketing muscle. What do you think about that? All right, that's what I think. Price of Premiere. Premiere is available on a subscription. I think it's like $20 a month for Premiere. If you get Premiere, you might want to think about getting. Look, I didn't have my lights on. You might want to think about getting like Photoshop as well. I don't have my lights on. Okay, it makes a huge difference. Oh, I'm so silly. Photoshop, but no, you just need Premiere. They might have a student. I don't know if you're a student, but yeah, it's like $20 a month. Just go to the website Adobe Premiere or Adobe's Creative Cloud, and you should have the information for you on the price of Premiere. All right, that's about it though. We'll keep it short. Amani Channel is a 20-minute lesson, so hopefully you got plenty of value out of that. I will see you in the challenge. If you're making videos, try editing. You might like it. All right, I love editing, though it's a little bit time consuming. It's a little bit frustrating, but you can get through it. Definitely is part of the creative process though. All right, hopefully this was helpful. We'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.